Bands and musicians looking for a partner to help you achieve your goals? Finding it a little difficult? Navigating the ever-changing music landscape? Unleashed Music can help you develop a plan that works for you. Check out unleashedmusic.com and tell them Rob from Talk About Rock sent you. On this episode, Mike Tirelli and Mickey Lyxx from Holy Mother. Talking About Rock, sponsored by School of Rock, North Buffalo, where they're making musicians every day. Okay, let's welcome Mike Tirelli and Mickey Lyxx from Holy Mother to the show. How's it going, guys?
It's going great. Thank you so much for having us on the
definitely,
show.
man. Well, I love the songs from the latest album, Rise. Man, really cool stuff. I was telling Mickey, earlier, this is like the follow-up album for you guys from Face This Burn, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and the vocals are sounding great on it, man. Definitely. And Mike, from what I was reading, you've been called one of the most underrated heavy metal singers.
I guess could be a good thing.
Could be a good thing. There's
Right.
so many influences here I can hear from Ronnie Dio. And back in the day, I don't know if you want to chat about this, but back in the day, there was a time when you thought maybe you wouldn't be singing again, right? In music, right?
Yeah, it's going on, I think 17 years ago. I was diagnosed with stomach cancer, the same disease that Ronnie had. His was stage 4, mine was stage 3. But Ronnie was a lot older than I was. And early detection is a must. It's important to get checked, especially if you have symptoms of not feeling well,
Exactly.
But yeah, it was tough. It was definitely a tough situation, not only for myself, the suffering. It was tough on the family too. Everyone's all upset. You're always going back to the doctors and you don't know, where you're going to be the next day or whatever. But, treatments are the toughest, like I always say the chemotherapy was the worst, got me really sick. And, that was the toughest part. And then, I had a full gastrectomy, which they took my whole stomach out. So I don't have a stomach anymore.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. To bounce back from all that, that's amazing, man, for sure. Yeah. They say that the treatment is more painful than actually having it. That's what I hear anyway.
It
But
is.
oh my gosh. Crazy stuff.
It's based on how much they administer to someone, how much you can withstand. And I kind of let it go, where I really got sick, instead of telling the doctor, hey, I'm having blisters all over my body. And then all of a sudden I went into where I was just sick, so sick I had to go in the hospital, where it was not pretty at all. But thank God that's a long time ago. So
long time ago. Yeah. Way back when. Well, so glad you're back in shape and back in rocking. Like I was saying, the new tracks here are sounding great. And I wanted to get your take a little bit on this. Do you think it's harder nowadays for metal acts to kind of break through than it was maybe a little bit back in the day?
Well, back in the day, metal and hard rock, I think, was a lot more popular. So there was a lot of bands around, but now I think it works both ways. I mean, you got social media, you got the internet with social media, and all the different platforms with Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and all that. So I think it can work both ways. But like I said, it was more popular back, in the 80s, 90s, hard rock and metal. So with that said, it's just works both ways. How you got to know today the technology and how to break through. It's a hit or miss kind of thing. I just posted a video. I think it's on the 9th day of me doing Children of the Sea on the Band Geek show. That's Richie Castellano's show.
Yeah.
He's actually the MD and of Blue Oyster Cult, guitar player and all that. And it did really well. But then I reposted a clip of it on Ronnie's day that he passed 14 years ago. Now it's up to 475,000 views in 9 days.
I think I just reposted that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm thankful that I had such a hero to look up to, and someone that I still listen to Ronnie, and like yesterday, and I listened to Man on the Silver Mountain live, and I was like, this guy was so special. I mean, nobody sings like that today.
Yeah, you definitely have some tones in that in your voice that come through a little bit from that for sure. But yeah, but the writing style and just from everything I've heard and read about the man himself, such a nice guy, very genuine to his fans all the time. Hard worker though, stickler though. He wanted it to sound right. He was a little bit of a perfectionist, but it definitely shows, obviously, through all that.
Yes, definitely. I'm like that sometimes too. I can get on people's nerves.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know what it is too? You know what you want. You've been doing it a while, so you try to get everybody in the band to see that, to see the same way, focus on that, the way that I see it or whatever, because we've been doing Holy Mother for a while, even though we took a 18-year hiatus and, a lot of different projects in between. But yeah, I see Ronnie's point, being like that,
Yeah. What did you say, Mickey? You think Mike's a stickler for detail, kind of a little bit?
Yeah. Sorry, Mick. Mick's great though, man.
Yeah, and I was just talking to Mickey about this. You guys just played a little while back some dates. I guess you did Sony Hall, Mickey, with Zebra. You want to tell us a little bit about that show and how that was out there? That's supposed to be a great venue there.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a lot of fun. I mean, packed house, great audience. Zebra was more than kind. The staff was great. The venue is beautiful. I mean, it was, it's always good to play your hometown. I mean, although we're Long Islanders, getting to the city and playing, it's still considered kind of a hometown thing, I guess. And it was a lot of fun, and we couldn't be more thankful for a show like that. We can't wait for more shows like that in the future.
Yeah, very, very cool, definitely. And you were telling me you were working on the artwork for the new album, because I think it's very, very cool. How did you come up with that? It's kind of like it's kind of very like, haunting and mysterious, almost very, very cool. It looks like you maybe almost would see this in like a book that you would open up, right? On when you're checking out different things,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the artwork was designed by me and my dad. My dad is the greatest. He's my hero. He helps me. I'm the reason why, I started playing guitar was because of him. And he's just, he's a great dude, but he helped me design the artwork. And so going into the artwork, really, so we have a big theme with this artwork, of designing it, and I'm sorry to nerd out, but I'm gonna. So it was very much a challenge thinking of what we wanted to do for the next, cover, because Holy Mother has had some of, like, just as someone who's joined the band recently, has had some of the greatest covers I've seen. And especially with the mascot, Taz, right?
Tox.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, Eric Felipe is responsible for that artwork, and he did.
Looking at albums like Toxic Rain, Criminal Afterlife, My World War, they all have really good covers. And then even Faces Burn, it was a different cover, but it was really good. So we knew we wanted to do something that was going to make an impact. So we do this Praying Woman, and if you open the CD or you open the vinyl, you'll see a very recurring theme of Egyptian, but it's not Egyptian like Power Slave. It's like, not like Maiden where it's big yellow. It's supposed to be more like you've uncovered something, like, looking back on like BC.
Right.
So it's basically supposed to be like an old, like, something from really back then.
Right.
And so the woman on the cover is supposed to be a Roman praying for the conquest of her, civilization, and it's focusing on Rome conquering Egypt, basically rising, as in, what the title suggests. So when you open it, it's almost like you see the aftermath, and you see, almost as if you uncovered this in the heart of Cairo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very, very cool. Definitely. Holy Mother album, Rise, out June 7th. from Massacre Records. So, Mike, tell us a little bit about putting this together and the latest song you guys got out, Jeremiah.
It's, it did, I'm always working on music, and I'm always, writing. And so I always had a good library of songs to choose from. But Jeremiah was actually written the last song on the album, second to last or the last, along with Rain. But Jeremiah was an inspiration. The riff was inspired by, I just got a 7-string guitar and I was playing it, and the riff sounded so good on the 7-string that I was like, this is a great riff. It's almost like Black Crowes, and then when I was singing it, Jeremiah was a bad man, whatever in particular. It doesn't really focus on one particular person. It's just Jeremiah could be anybody. From, if you go on, any social media or whatever, everybody's trying to sell something to you, and everything's a scam and this and that, and everybody knows everything. I know this, I'll sell this to you, and everyone, is so much of an outlet accessible to everyone that it's so easy to sell something, and people are so believable in what they're selling. That's basically what Jeremiah was written about, but no one in particular. I got involved in a Ponzi scheme. How long ago was that? I guess 10 years ago, at least, probably a little bit more. And again, I was fooled. I believed I was going to make 14% on my money every 3 months, which I did for a while until it crashed right around the Ponzi, the big what's his name, Bernie, Madoff, actually.
Bernie Madoff, yeah,
the same time frame. And I was in the hospital at the time, sick as a dog with cancer and sick from the chemo, watching it on TV. And I said to myself, I don't even care if I lose the money. And I lost a lot of money, but it wasn't even about the money. That's the weird thing. I just was worried or even concerned just to feel good again. I'm like, money means nothing when you don't have health. But everyone knows that, but you'll never, ever really know it until you really go through it.
Right.
When you're sick, you can't do anything. You can't sing. You can't play guitar. You can't travel. Basically, you're just in misery. So again, the most important thing in your life is health, as they say, but it's really true because I experience it,
Yeah, definitely get that for sure. All right, well, we'll take a quick break here and let's check out the video for Holy Mother performing Jeremiah from the new album Rise. And we'll be right back here with Mike and Mickey from Holy Mother on Talking About Rock.
Jeremiah was a bad, bad, bad man.
Okay, we're back here on Talking About Rock. Just checked out the live performance there for Jeremiah. Very, very cool, man. Great song, killer
Thank you.
vocals, man. Loving that stuff, man.
Great.
So, you guys are telling me you're from the Long Island, New York area. So, how is the scene there now? I mean, there were a lot of bands coming out of that area back in the day. You know, obviously, Twisted Sister comes to mind. They had such a huge fan base. They couldn't get signed, and their fan base actually, I think, surrounded the record company back in the day, or a radio station back in the day, to kind of make that statement. But what's it like out there now with music?
Well, it's okay. There's a lot of tribute bands, which I'm sure you're very familiar with as well. There's a lot of tribute bands. Me and Mick play in different bands as well. Mick has his own solo thing. Plus, Mick plays in a cover band. I do a tribute here and there, but I don't want to base my career around tributes, And I believe we need to get the original band situation back again. I mean, being creative is my best attribute that I feel very, accomplished, I should say.
Yeah.
It's great to be something that you create and use your own, your own ideas to
Right.
create. It's just a better feeling, So that's basically taken over a lot of the live market scenes as far as clubs and everything. But, we're trying to keep it alive, just get out there and play. Once in a while, I mean, we did play a local gig, a couple of them. And it's great because, a lot of our family is able to come out and see us, and friends, and they support us. Like we just discussed, we did Sony Hall in New York City. That was great with Zebra, and Randy Jackson is a great guy, hooking us up with that. He was good friends with Randy Coven, our bass player, who passed. I believe Randy passed about 8 or 9 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, every time I see those ads for Zebra, I so want to get to those shows. I was one of those guys that bought that Zebra album when it came out, and it was just, just amazing stuff.
It was great. They played the whole album that night. Randy sounded great. The band sounded great. It was great. I mean, we also got Dream Theater from Long Island.
Right.
John
Mark Portnoy, yeah.
Right, Mike Portnoy. So yeah, we got a lot of talent. We got Billy Joel. We got Satriani, Steve Vai. A lot of great musicians, a lot of good drummers. Bobby Rondinelli, a good friend of mine. Mickey knows Bobby as well, very well. There's a lot of good talent around here. Buffalo too. I mean, up that way, a lot of great singers, a lot of great musicians up in Buffalo. Like I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
I spent some time up there with a band. You said you heard of a band called Zillion, and my buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My buddy Kenny Kanowski, who lived up there. He later on moved to California, and so anyway, that was great. We had a lot of good times up there. Buffalo was a great scene back in the day.
Oh yeah, it's starting to heat up a little bit again. We have some bands out here that are starting to do original music, but like you're saying, it is very hard to break through with original music. You know what I mean? The folks definitely gravitate toward the tribute acts and the music that they grew up listening to and things like that. So I think it just takes a little bit more, but we do have the tools, like you're saying, to get that out there with social media and different things. But I think they really need to realize, like, that's the future of music, new music, seeing new acts that are coming out, seeing that's what's happening. We see this time and time again. All these artists that are touring now, they can't do this for very much longer. A lot of these folks, right? And some of them, like the Stones, I don't know how they're doing it now, or what the after effect of those shows are on those guys. But it's a little crazy. But yeah, so yeah, lots of new music definitely needs to be given a chance and to see that. And I love what you guys are doing with this. Very, very cool stuff. Do you got some dates coming up that you're going to be working on? Is there anything you can tell us about, or are you kind of waiting on all that to pan out?
Sure. Mickey, tell them the dates that we got.
Okay, so so far confirmed we have is it August 3rd or August 4th? 4th. We have August 4th at Landis Theater in New Jersey. And then from there we have August 22nd and 23rd. That's going to be in France. That's Barbouk Metal Festival, the 22nd, and then the 23rd is going to be in La Rochelle. Then from there, in just before Christmas time, I'm going to say around 16th to the 22nd, we're going to be opening up again for Doro Pesch in Germany.
Right.
Nice.
It is August 23rd and 24th, Mick.
23rd and 24th, okay.
Right.
And we have a few dates that we're working on, but we can't say anything about it just yet. But once we do know for certain, we will, definitely say something.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I hear and see so many different acts going to that Landis Theater out there. I got to get out there and see some shows. It looks like a phenomenal place. So many people are playing out there, and cool to see you guys are going, to Europe, France, doing some shows. They really love their rock and metal over there.
Yeah, Germany.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
So great. I mean, it's all great. I mean, we did a tour in December, not this December, the last December. We played 8 countries. It was great. And now that we have a new album out, I mean, it's really going to open up a lot more opportunities for bigger festivals and stuff like that. We played Headbangers Open Air in August, and we played Wacken as well. It was just tremendous. It's just great to see the people come out and enjoy the music. Not unlike in America, there's a different mentality for heavy metal and hard rock music here in the States and also in Europe as well. I mean, when we just got done with the Doro tour in March, it was phenomenal. Everything about it, the fans, we were direct support. It was just us and Doro, and it was sold out every night, which really blew my mind and Mickey. And every night, I mean, when we went on, it was full capacity every night. In the States, sometimes, they know they're going to see the headliner or whatever. They don't, it's not necessarily sold out, but when the, support band goes on, but every night, guaranteed, shoulder to shoulder, 1,700 people to 2,000 every night.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. She's got an amazing following, and she's just a great performer. All the stuff I hear and see from her, for sure. But yeah, you're definitely right about the opening thing, and that kind of how it used to be back in the day. In my younger days, you weren't sure if you were going to go in for the opening act at a lot of these shows. And now looking back, if you didn't, you missed out on a lot of stuff. Like Fastway opening for Ozzy and Metallica opening for Ozzy. Motley Crue opening for Ozzy. I got to see all those shows, which was great. Quiet Riot opening for Black Sabbath, stuff like that. So it's such an amazing show. So I always try to now make sure you're checking the headliner, because you don't know what's gonna. Right now we got like Pretty Reckless opening for AC/DC. It's
awesome.
Amazing.
That's
amazing stuff.
It's funny you say Fastway. I think that's the first concert I ever went to was Fastway, and Iron Maiden was the headliner. It was so funny. I remember. And I think Mick said his first concert was Iron Maiden and Ghost, which is a great combination.
That's an excellent bill for sure. Yeah, I saw Maiden, I think a year or two ago, and they were so great. I took my younger son, and I was like blown away. I'm like, this was a great show still to see them. They're still killing it,
That's great. Yeah, Dickinson has his solo project out now, which he just finished. I think a couple of days ago, I think his last show was.
Yeah. I got to catch him on the spoken word thing he has. I hope he starts that up again to be able to see that. So very cool. All right. So Holy Mother's new album out, Rise, out June 7th. If you want to check out the tour dates, where should they go to check the tour dates, Mike? To the website or?
Best way, I guess you can go to holymotherband.com, or Mickey's socials, he's always, posting as well. Or Mike Tirelli Musician. You can look me up that way. And then Mickey, tell him all your socials.
So online, I'm just Mickey_lyxx on Instagram, Mickey Lyxx on Facebook. Then from there, it's Holy Mother Band on Instagram, just Holy Mother on Facebook. And like Mike said, www.holymotherband.com. That'll give you all the news. And if you search that up, it'll give you a front page to pre-save or pre-order the album if you want a physical copy or if you just want it on your phone. That's completely up to you. But you can find it from there, and it's coming out June 7th.
Very cool. All right. Excellent, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking some time with us and talking about rock today. Really appreciate it. Best of luck with the new album and the dates, man. Hope to see you out there.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Rob. Really.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Take care.